box jumps up, so you'll have to just click the word "got it" and then have that out of the way. Good morning, Christy. Have your chairs set up like I have here with a decent amount of room. Backs of chairs facing in, and then your chair to sit in back there. And we start, as we always do, with seated meditation, which again has the value of meditation, which is the mental sort of clearing of debris and overactivity and distraction. Of course, that's very important. But for how our opening meditation practice applies to gait and balance, there's the structural and qualitative practices that we've talked about a lot. So I was just mentioning them just before starting recording. Zhongjung, central upright. So all it would take is me to be just the teeniest bit off, as you can see, and now I'm pinching here and I'm straining here in my back. And then if I were standing up, it would double up on tension because now I'm worried about falling. I'm not worried about falling from my chair really, but as I stand up, that becomes a problem. So this action of finding your zhongjung, your central upright, is just so important. And a little bit of this bow of the chin down so the crown goes up. And there's this term, empty the neck, empty the back of the neck. So when our chin is slightly up, so let's just do the wrong thing a couple of times. So take your chin and lift it a little bit and feel how, if you take your hand back there even, you can almost feel it's bunched up. It's like a bunched up, compressed area. And then as you bring your chin down, you can feel that space open and lengthen. So that's a gesture you want to find. Because often when I say chin down, people kind of go like this too. They add this drop of the head forward, where you notice when I do it, my neck doesn't fall forward at all. It just lengthens in the back. It just opens. So that's that term, empty the neck. Empty the neck. So as you are finding your central pillar, you're doing this little gesture with the chin down, back of neck, spacious and empty and open. Breathe in through the nose, out through the nose or the mouth. So that breathing, that expand and then settle. And expand and settle with the breath. If we emphasize softening in our mind, we emphasize the idea that every time we inhale, we're softening and opening up and allowing more space for expansion. And then especially with that exhale, we're not tightening to squeeze it out. We're relaxing, like a sigh, allowing it to just slide out and allow the body to release and relax. And we'll do that maybe 8-10 times, breathing. And so this is the experience of Chunwon, or softening and relaxing into stability. Softening as your means of getting more stable. Not hardening to get more stable, softening to become more stable. So every breath, and then also just that mind, just sort of cascading a relaxed quality through the nervous system, through the tissue, the joints. And from the Taoist point of view, relaxation, when we relax, what we actually experience, if we pay attention, is not drooping down, but actually plumping. Plumping. More space inside. So when we relax, we stop constricting and tensing, and there's like a sponge being full of water. That sort of quality pervades and cascades through the system, especially the more we practice. So we've got Zhong, central upright, with that little chin technique, chin down. Then we're breathing in, breathing out to encourage Chunwan, softening, releasing into stability. The feeling of stability is much like a plug plugging into a socket. You can imagine a plug on the floor that we're plugging into as we relax. We start to settle down and connect to the ground. And that feeling of being very grounded, very down, is the stability that we are looking for, this relationship to the ground. So rather than fearing the ground, we are merging with it, connecting to it with structural integrity. Continue breathing, another 5 cycles. So as you have Zhong and Chunwan, that softening into stability, then you can experience lightness. See me, I'm sort of, you can even do this a little bit. Just kind of wag the limbs, move, shoulders, elbows. Just see if you can feel a little bit of this nimbleness, this agile quality that's available, right? I have a turnable chair, so I can do something like this, but you can also just kind of wag the legs at the hips. So the more you are loose and relaxed, even with the head and neck, now you can drop and lift and move. So now I'm moving my body, and yet I'm not disconnecting from the floor. I still feel very grounded, even if I move my feet, swivel, walk them over here. This quality of Chunwan, being down and through and connected to the earth, can be present, and I can feel light, nimble, movable. So let's put that to practice as we do our movements. Joint mobilization. Slide hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, chest up, chin up, with an inhale. And then with that exhale, hands slide forward, hollow the chest, drop the head. Let's do this a few times. Sliding the hands back, lift the chest, arch. And sliding forward. So we're moving quite a bit, quite a few of the moving parts in the body. We're tipping and tilting the pelvis. Each of the 24 vertebrae in the spine is doing a little bit of what they call flexion and extension. The shoulder blades are doing what's called protraction and retraction. They're sliding back and then sliding apart. The arms are bending and then straightening. So we're moving these movable parts. Now come back to the middle and just settle to the middle again. And again, as you practice this type of work more, what you'll really notice is as you come back to the middle, you're more spacious on the inside. There's more room inside here, where we start the practice sort of holding on for dear life. And then if we do the work correctly, there's this opening up of space. Now, keeping this quality, let's rotate. Slide left hand forward, right hand back, turn, and then switch. Turn and switch. Just stay loose, stay easy. Just turning, sliding, gliding through rotation. And we come back to middle and just take a moment there. Feel that quality. We'll start to feel a little more room, a little more space on the inside. Hang the arms. Lean to the right. Lift left wrist, left foot a little bit. And then switch. Right wrist, right foot as you lean left. Switch. Loose. The looser you are, the more grounded you remain. So I'm leaning all the way to the side of my chair, tipping over, and yet I don't feel like I'm going to fall because I'm still connecting down to the ground through the chair, through this leg. And then we're back to middle. Now, shoulders forward, up, back, down. Forward and up, over top, back, down. Unpacking the most common place that we hold, grip, grab, contract the shoulder blades, upper back, chest, arm, neck, head area. That whole complex of muscles, tissues, and joints. Now reverse. We go under and back, up the back, over the top, and down. And the more you practice moving the body parts in this way, with this soft, loose attention to gliding and sliding, the more barnacles you clear off, and the more everything just operates better. Like there's a lubricant that when we're tense isn't present, and then we promote that, and then we can use that lubricant to move the body. And then just relax. Now, scoot a little bit back on your chair and make sure you feel very stable. Right knee lift, and you're going to draw the leg in. I'm using my hands here, but try to do it with no hands. Draw in, and then push away, and then draw back in, and then set that foot down, and we'll do the other leg. Draw it in and up, kind of. This is called chambering, and then pushing, rechamber, set it down. Chamber and push, chamber, down, chamber, push, down. One more. Float the right foot out, point foot, flex foot, point, flex, point, flex, point, flex. Now, invert, tilt, evert, tilt, in, evert, invert, evert. Circle, in, around, and out. Reverse, out, around, and in. Other foot, point, flex, point, flex. A few more. Then invert, tilt, evert, tilt, tilt, tilt. And then circle, in, around, and out. And reverse, out, around, and in. Now, scoot forward on your chair, all the way to that front edge. Step a little wider than hip distance. Lift the toes off the ground. You turn on the heels. Notice how my knees get very close. Mine are touching. Yours may or may not. Toes turn in to point at each other, and the groin area is pinched closed. And then lift your toes and turn on the heels, and all that changes. So now, groin area open. Knees pointing out, toes pointing out, and then close, and then open, and close, open, close, open. And then we're back to neutral, feet hip distance, Hands on your thighs. Hip hinge. Fold. Sit upright. From that same hip crease, just lean a little bit back. Just lean a little back. And then upright. Forward. Upright. Back. Upright. So we're focusing on this space. The space, the real estate inside the body where the legs and the hips meet. And that has to be open. That has to be able to move. Change has to be able to occur there unhindered, right? Now, from there, slide your feet back a little bit. Hang your arms. We fold at the crease of the hips. Take your arms out beyond the ankles a little, shoulders a little beyond the ankles, and let yourself come out of the chair into your legs and then push through the earth and get all the way up to Zhong-Zheng, or central upright. So a lot of times what I see is people come up, they're going to stand, but they stop here because of that fear, that caution, right? And so then I'm stuck like this, trying to walk and trying to do all the techniques. Back hurts, neck hurts, you get tired quicker. So it's really about getting all the way to this place where we feel that central line going down through to the earth, just like we had it when we were sitting, and that we understand this Chunwan idea, this softening, this looseness, this relaxation. So now let's sit back down, keeping the grounded quality going through the feet. We fold at the hips. So notice this shape is the key shape to make before you go to sit down. It's this folding at that hip space, letting then the knees bend. You can check for your chair, land your tush, and then you're back to vertical. And we do that a couple of times. So let's just fold at the hips, pour your body weight out of the chair, down through to the earth. Come all the way to stand. And then reverse, fold, hip hinge, and down. So as you get better at all of these exercises, you'll start to find standing up feels easier, and also being upright feels easier on 2 feet. That's the beginning where we start to go, hey, I feel, yeah, I can relax. You know, I'm loose. I'm not holding on for dear life standing, right? This sort of shedding of tension and weight. And what then needs to happen is where we feel that way when we're on one leg only, right? And so that is the idea that we want to just let this feeling, this quality slowly pervade into other positions. So come over to your chair on your right, turn and face it, fingertips touch the chair. Now we rock into the toes and lift the heels way up, and use your chair for stability so you can really get all the way lifted, and then lower the heels down, rock back into your heels and pull the toes off the floor. Put the toes down, rock forward, lift the heels, back down, rock back, pull up the toes, down, rock forward, lift the heels, and down and rock back, toes. One more. So these are these preparatory exercises. So again, David, notice that you're not vertical. You're not vertical, David Wagner. You're like this. Your body is shaped like this. See if you can get vertical. Bring your hips forward. Bring your shoulders up and back so that you can be vertical while you're practicing these exercises. That is better. That is better. So gotta keep track of that as best you can. Now we actually do go into the shape that David was sort of in a moment ago. Place the heels of your hands on your chair. Walk your feet back so that now we fold at the hips and stick the butt back. So this, we want this to stretch the hamstrings, stretch the back, right? And so You guys stay in it for a second. So Wade, focus more on your butt, because what you're doing is you're rounding your back like this instead of keeping a tall posture and sticking the butt. You see how my butt goes way back and I'm flat more or less through this area of the body. So let's come back up, lift the chest, the hips come a little more forward. Now make sure you keep your chest up. Keep your chest sort of up as you fold so that we don't slouch and round as you fold. Wade, that's much better, good. And we just allow this to open up the shoulders, the hips, the legs, and the back. It's basically downward dog from yoga. And then we come up, let's do that one more time. Chest up, hips forward, sort of lets the pressure off. And then we're sticking the butt back, folding, arms are extended. And we come upright. Walk all the way forward and stand vertical. Now, turn and face forward. You've got the chair on your right. This is my left, but it should be on your right. Turn your right foot out 5 degrees. 5 degrees. Put your body weight in that right leg and put your left foot in front with the heel touching the ground and the toes pulled up. So again, if I turn sideways, you can see it's here. This leg is straight and it stays straight more or less as you take your left hand on the left thigh and now stick your butt back. So I'll turn sideways so you can see. Stick your butt back and fold and slide your left hand down the shin, maybe to the ankle, maybe even to the toes. And then come all the way back up to vertical. All the way, 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 all the way up. Very good, David. And then hip hinge. So the chest and the head stay up. I'm not rounding down. I'm keeping this long quality, the jung jung. But now I'm folding right at the hips. And you stop wherever you feel that stretch, that pain down through that left leg, back the left leg. And then you come all the way up. So with the breath, inhale and exhale. You ready? You inhale, come up. And exhale. So we're really working hip hinge. One leg straight, your left leg. Okay, so now everyone's standing. This left leg was our stretch leg, so we've opened up the flow through it. Now shift your weight into that left leg. You got your chair on your right. You're gonna fold from the hip crease and notice what my right leg is doing, how it's coming up in the air behind. Right, so just go as far as you can and then come all the way back to vertical. And then we do it again. So this one gives us a couple different important skills, but so David Wagner, watch me, please. So watch me. Notice this leg goes up. So that should be your right leg is up in the air as you fold at your left hip. And then you come all the way to vertical, totally straight. Last one, fold. Now we hold this shape, and this helps us find our middle. So the same middle when we're standing is the same middle when we're in this position. Someday, you might even go light, light, light on the right fingertips to where you're balancing and kind of flying, just using that one leg for stability. And then we come all the way up to vertical. Switching sides. So side step, got your other chair, turn your left foot out 5 degrees, and change your weight into that left foot. Put your right foot out in front with the heel touching, toes drawn up. Again, I'll turn to a slight angle so you can see. Right hand on right thigh, stick your butt back, fold, and slide that right hand down to the ankle, maybe the foot, and then all the way up to standing. And then again, and again, what drives the movement is not rounding. What drives the movement is hip hinge. So we want to find that primary movement of the hip hinge. And yes, at the end, you allow that rounding, that softening, and then you come up. But we're, again, trying to really locate and operate from our middle. Forward. Forward. And then let's fly. So we shift into that right leg, hip hinge. As you tip your torso forward, the left leg floats up, and then reverse. Come all the way back to vertical. So let this be an exercise of where is my middle? Where is my middle? The part that right now we're using the chair, but someday you can do this, as you can see I'm doing it, no chair, and it can feel quite easy if you're relaxed and you have your middle and your body sort of coordinated around that middle. And the middle is something that's a little bit hard to find. We can talk about where it is, but we can't grab onto it. We have to sort of relax and open the body around it so that we can move from it. And let's come back to standing. Turn and face forward, switch sides one more time. So now let's go into our those sort of more familiar exercises on this side. So you got your right hand near your right chair. Ideally, no hands, no hands. Change the weight to your right leg. And the main challenge here is to, as you can see, my weight is in this leg, my right leg, but I'm not stiffening it and hardening it and locking it. I'm softening it, softening it. And then change your weight to your left leg, same idea. Of course, the empty leg can be soft, but can your standing leg also have a sort of springiness, a mobility to it? And then change. So that rather than standing on a wooden peg leg stilt, we are using this like a spring that also plugs into the ground. Change the weight to the right leg. Now, as you get your left leg empty, can you do this movement that I'm doing here? From this hip, I'm externally, internally, externally rotating this empty leg and then changing. Now, I can't do that here with this leg, but I can do it from this leg, from the hip. So that we start to locate, oh, the important place where the change happens isn't even so much down at the foot-ground relationship, but it's up in here that I have to feel a softening and then a change so that this is the weight-bearing side and this one's soft and open and loose. Now, change your weight to your right leg, stay in it, and let's go lift the heel, get to the tip of the shoe. Put that heel down empty, and then change. Again, from up in here, that spring quality down through to the earth, and then that should allow you to be able to get up the heel, get to the tip of the toe, down. Change. Just make sure you're vertical, David. Make sure you got that verticality. Use your chair to help you keep vertical. So even if you need it to be right next to you, so you push down through it and get straight. This just makes it not really have the feeling we're looking for. So use the chair to find vertical. Now we get to the tippy toe, down, shift. Now, tippy toe, use the chair so that you can lift and place the foot back on the earth with no weight, and then change. Get to the tippy toe, lift the foot, place it down the whole foot with no weight, change. Tippy toe, disconnect, place the foot, change. Someday, no hands for this exercise, but you know where your chair is in case you need it. Again, relaxing around the middle. We're revealing to ourselves, where is this middle? Let's go level 3. Knee all the way up as high as it can go. Stay tall and long as the leg goes down. Whole foot. And then change. Let the weight go down through that side. As you lift. Whole foot down. Change. Someday, maybe, no hands here. And there's that Chun 1 and Ching Ling. The weighted softening down through the earth on one side allows freedom and agility on the other. And then down through that changes. Last one. Now, let the weight go down through your left leg. Put your right heel in front, like so. And then you shift. Get to the tippy toe of this back foot. So you really want to feel empty. And then shift. Most important thing about walking forwards and backwards is that you're not thinking about forwards or backwards. If you're doing it right, you're just thinking down. And your body moved forward. You didn't have to do it. And then down. Body moved backward, but it stayed in this good relationship. Rather than if I go forward and I get my head out there, my chest out there, now I'm breaking that zhong-zheng versus keep zhong-zheng, keep chun-1, and just change forward, back. Now, from this hip, lift, lower, shift. And then from this knee, bend, touch, and shift. And from the hip, lift, down, shift. From the knee, and shift. Do that a couple more times. Now let's go level 3. So this lifting leg, not only from the hip, but let the knee fold and let the knee rise all the way up and then down with the heel softly touching. Shift. And then this back one, the knee bends and you bring this knee forward and up so that you can keep your middle as you reach the toe back. And then shift back. Now the weight going down allows this. And then the weight going down allows this. So just keep this idea of down, down. The response to almost losing balance needs to be down, soften down. Because that's a little bit counterintuitive. When we start to get scared, we tense up. That pulls us up, makes us more likely to fall versus down. Let's switch sides. Side step. Put the weight through your right leg, left foot out in front, heel touching and soft. Level 1 is the best time to do no hands touching the chair. So you just shift, 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 shift. And And remember, you're moving backwards or forwards in space, but you don't have to think about it. And in fact, if you do think about forwards or backwards, you're actually not thinking about the correct relationship with the earth. So it's more about down. Let's go level 2. From this hip, lift, lower. Might need chair for that, right? Shift, and then this is flamingo, a little bend to the knee. Toe down. Shift. From the hip, lift, lower, shift. From the knee. Shift. Hip. Shift. Knee. Shift. Level 3, hip and knee. Down. Shift. Knee and hip. Reach it back, keeping your balance. Shift. Focus on the down. The down makes this no problem. One more. So finding stability, steadiness in softening down through you to the earth. Let's change sides again. Put right foot in front, left foot is back. Level 1, best time to practice, no hands. Shift. Step. Shift. Shift back. Remember, we're not even going back, we're just going down. Step while it's still empty, and then go down. And we've now moved 1.5 feet, 2 feet forward and backward. Shift, down, step, down. Going back, down, down. Casual, relaxed. You got to get vertical though, David. Got to get vertical. You're still here. Got to get here. Now, level 2, this is where you will probably need your chair. We're going lift, lower, shift, and then like there's something in front of your foot or you got to step up and over. And then shift. And then little flamingo. Shift back. And now this leg in front has to lift, knee bend, reach back. This all really challenges that middle pivot. And then shift. And then from the hip, lift, lower, shift, step up and over. 1. Shift. So this starts to create those little funny things that our body does. Chris, you just did a great adjustment. You were doing something funny with the hand. You had your arm up like this, right? And then it's like, oh yeah, why am I doing that? Let me just relax the excess. Level 3, all the way up, down, shift. Make sure all that weight is down so that you can go heel, knee, foot, down, and shift. And then all the weight is down so that you can go lift, reach back. And then all the weight's got to get down so that you can go up, tuck, reach, and then shift all the way down. Let's do one more. Weight's got to be down so that this doesn't throw you off. That's a lot of movement. It's a big range of motion. But if you just have that connection down, it's no big deal. Same idea. Going backwards even a little trickier because we got to recalibrate as we take the foot behind. And switch sides. Put the weight through your right leg, left foot in front, heel touching, and we level one. Rock. Step without any weight, and then rock. And then rock back. Pausing there, take the foot back with zero weight. Rock. And again, down, step the empty foot, down. They call it separate empty and full, or separate yin and yang. Yin is actually the full leg, it's the stable leg, it's the settled leg. And then the yang is this active, light, movable. And then we change. So now this one is the mountain, and this one is the cloud. Now let's go level two, where we lift, lower, shift, and then step up and over a small obstacle, and add a little lift of back foot, change. Now it's that small obstacle, calibrating your middle, change from the hip, up and over, from the knee, flamingo, change back, the down allows the up, the down allows the up, down. So that idea of primary versus secondary, that we have to do one thing first before the other thing is truly executable. Let's go level three, same idea. The down allows the up. And then the down allows the up. Down. And just in terms of posture as well, it's the down, the soft down, that gives us the line, the vertical line, the zhongjang line. So it's not even an up that we're holding, it's an up that's like a balloon full. This one going back. And we're there. Now, come to the left side of your space. You should have your two chairs running just like we set them up at the beginning, so nothing changes. Come all the way to the left side and then face across down the runway. Level one, put the weight through your right leg and put the left heel out in front. And then change. The weight goes down through, step an empty foot, and then the weight goes down through, step an empty foot, down through, step the empty foot, down, down, down. And reversing, we go down through, step an empty foot. So it's empty, so the toe goes back, you find the earth, then you go down through it. Once it's all the way through your right leg, you go stepping the left, then you got to chain. It's got to go down through the left so the right is free. And then down through the right so the left is free. Down through the left, down through the right. Let's do it again. Eventually, it's just casual walking, but you have this understanding that you have to discern full and empty. If you don't, then you're clunking around and you're at risk of catching your foot on something and falling, and you're not quite grounded, and you probably have some tension in the body that is unnecessary. And to test that further, level 2. So whichever your empty foot is, step over something. And then change the weight, and then step over something. And then change the weight, step over something. Change, over, change. Remember, your chairs are to your left if you need them, so just keep an eye on that for safety. As we go backwards, because backwards is a little trickier, right? But still, we want to step up and over something, and then shift. And then up and over, shift. Then over, shift. And then one more time, either repeat level 2, which is that small obstacle, or if you're feeling got a good decent amount of balance, you could do level 3, which is every step you just exaggerate. Heel to butt, knee up, foot out, lower the foot. All of that is challenging my ability to keep my vertical. Then I change, and so then it's on this side. Heel to butt, knee up, foot out, lower, shift. Heel, knee, foot, lowering, all while your jung is intact. And even more difficult doing that backwards, if that's appropriate. Leg, knee, hip, foot, shift, lift, tuck, reach without going back, and then shift back. Great job, everybody. Okay, now let's turn. Once you get back to your end, no rush, but let's turn face forward, side stepping. So change the weight to your left leg, step right foot out, in. We're going to do that a few times, but let's add this bit here. So take this little hand shape, the secret sword, and place, you got genital area in the middle, and then you've got the crease on either side, the qua. So place your little secret sword at the very top, right in this little area where you're on the inside of the thigh, but you're also on the inside of the inguinal crease. So just a light touch there so you can feel that area opening and closing. Because again, a lot of times what happens when people, let's say, do a side step, these stay stuck and they go. So you see how I'm doing side steps now across the room, but these are not changing. Versus open. Now that's wide open and closed. So the magic place that we need to become more aware of is up in here, up in this space. So with that light touch on the little inguinal crease spot, the qua, put the weight through your left leg. Step right foot out, whole foot on the ground, no body weight. See if you can feel that change that occurs up there in the quad. And then step the foot in and feel that little change that occurs in the quad. The closing and then opening. Closing, opening. And the weight stays here and this quad stays closed as we're opening the right, closing the right. Now, put the right foot out there, keep it there. Now, as you shift or change weight, you should feel right quad closing, left quad opening. The foot stays connected to the ground. And then let's close the left. So we're not stepping right now. So we're staying in place with a wider stance and opening the left, closing the right. Keep your right foot out there. Keep your left foot out there. And then close the left, open the right, and then close the right, open the left. So now you've got pelvis, spinal column, all the way to the crown, your vertical axis, being able to move freely between these two support beams, support plugs of your legs, which is different than when this is all stuck, people lean this way to try to get balanced on this leg and then lean this way, right? One looks very precarious. This looks dangerous and awkward, right? Whereas this, totally relaxed. So we're opening interior real estate inside of the joints and tissue of the body. Now stay in your right leg, bring left foot in and back out. So now the weight stays in the right leg and we're just going left foot in, out. You're feeling quad, open, close, open, close. Now the weight should not go with it. So when you step out, don't let the weight get pulled. That means you didn't let the quad open. Notice how I can move fast because there's no weight, but there's no disturbance either. Now bring the left foot in, both quad closed, feet touching almost, and then change the weight to the left, change the weight to the right. So without stepping, we're just right here in place and we're finding the weight down to the earth, where this is empty, and then down to the earth, this is empty, with very little left to right shifting room. So we're accustomed to being here and kind of going, okay, here's my weight, here's my weight. But when we bring it really close together, we can feel like, whoa, I have no balance and I can't change legs. So we got to find that softening through the knee and hip and foot and ankle so that this is empty. And then down through so that this is empty. Down through, this is empty. Now, go down through your left. We've still got our hands on the quad. Step right foot out. So right quad opens. And then we close right quad, open left quad to keep that left foot on the ground, and then it can float in. We place it down and then change the weight so the weight goes down through the left, and we can take another step out. And then we change. So now this left foot is free to step in. Change. Step out. Change. Step in. Vertical axis intact. Quad opening and closing. And then we'll go the other way. Out. Change. In. Change. Out. Change. In. Loose. Relax. Always grounded. Never in danger. I'm trading weight underground, so I'm always connected to the earth, always with that quality of stability found through softness. Now, step your feet out, and let's find the bear washing paws in the stream, which then we'll do while moving. So change your weight to your right leg, turn from your middle pivot, just like we practiced in Friday class, brush and sweep. And then shift into your left leg, turn from your middle pivot, the hands brush and sweep. And then shift and turn, brush, sweep. Shift and turn, brush and sweep. So you're tracking in your mind which is your full leg, which is your empty leg. So now go into your right leg, that's your full leg, so the left foot is free to step in. Keep the left foot in. As you change the weight into your left leg, turn and sweep. The right foot should be free, right leg, so you step it, and then you shift and turn, brush and sweep. Left leg should be free now as you step it in, and then you shift into the left, turn, brush, sweep. Right leg is free, step out, shift and turn, brush and sweep. Left foot is free, step in, shift, turn, brush, sweep. Right foot step. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Left turn, step. A left foot free step. Shift, turn, sweep. Right. Left. Right. Left. Let's go back the other way. Step the left foot out. So it's shift, turn, brush, sweep. So just pausing here, stepping in without any weight in it, and then knowing now you can shift, turn, brush, sweep. Hold the hands over there. Now your left foot should be free. It steps. Now we're ready to go shift, turn, brush, sweep. Right foot is free. It steps in. And then it's shift and turn, brush and sweep. Step out. Shift and turn, brush and sweep. Step in. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Step out. So all these moving parts. And again, this is the simplest possible advanced Tai Chi. So this is advanced Tai Chi 1A. This movement, because it's got all the components, but it's as simple as it can be. There's no other added complexities. So let's go there and back one more time. Same thing. Those of you that have been coming to the Friday class more, you can add the bear swirls the stream, the bear swats the fish. So then you start to see, oh, there's variation on the theme. Brush, knee, and push. Brush, knee, and push. Swap the fish. But underneath, it's just the same shift and turn, step, shift and turn, step, shift and turn, step. Going back the other way, shift and turn, step, shift and turn. One is full, one is empty. Shift and turn. One is full, one is empty. The empty is the movable one. Shift and turn, step. This is also your first test. Those of you that are now playing with the bear swats the fish, the bear swirls the stream, you're kind of doing some variations. Now you're really practicing Tai Chi because you're flowing, you're exploring, rather than being stuck in a loop, like when we're just repeating a movement. And then just come to 2 feet, wash, pause as a sort of settling back to middle. And then come stand in between your chairs. And we'll finish with a standing meditation. Change your body weight to have your right foot just a little bit turned out. Change your weight into that right foot. And float your left foot out and just touch the toe very lightly on the ground. Very lightly. Okay? So it's one full, one empty, and then bring should be your right hand, if your right leg is your full leg, bring the hand up, sorry, kind of like the sun is shining and you're trying to kind of block the sun from your eyes, okay? And then this other hand comes down and the palm is turned slightly out. So a little bit like that, right sort of in the general vicinity of the knee, the white crane. And the goal here is to get some burn in that standing leg. So loosening as best you can and putting that workload right down through that leg. And so as you soften the knee and let there be that sort of slight bend, that should increase the burn. So then you burn, burn, burn a little bit, and then to take the edge off the burn, you can straighten up a little bit. And you can go, whew, let that burn go away. and then come back down through the same leg just to that sweet spot where it turns on the potency in the burn. And shoulders are relaxed, wrists are relaxed. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. You feel the burn and you feel like you want to quit, you just straighten the leg and see if you can get the burn to circulate rather than having to bail. Other important components here are that the butt is not back like this, but that we're here. That through line is a key component to these Tai Chi standing positions. So this is the white crane. Then let's switch sides by bringing the left foot back, change the weight into the left foot, put the right foot out, and then switch your hands. Let them pass by, and then your left hand blocks the sun, the right hand kind of like something is just being gently pushed off to the side. Same idea. We want to soften through the standing leg, really put the workload on it so that you feel that burn increase. And then you know what to do now. When the burn gets too much, you just straighten the leg, and usually that allows the circulation of it. So it feels a little better. Just breathing. Inhabiting the body, all the way to the tips of the fingers, tips of the toes, everything in between. Switch again. Heel comes back. Change the weight. The hands pass by each other. Right hand blocks the sun. Left hand pushing a little bit out. Left foot out in front. And then we add to this. Notice what I just did there. So rather than facing forward, you can turn just a little bit to this corner. White crane. Switch, heels, palms turn to face each other. They pass by each other as you float the right foot out. Hands block sun, block low, and turn just a slight amount to that right corner if you'd like to. If that feels like it tweaks your standing leg knee, you come back to this variation, which is simpler on the joints. But over time, you find you can sort of open this quad a little bit, being standing position. And then both feet back, both hands down, hands together, rub the palms. Rub the back of one hand, rub the palms, back of other hand, palms, and then qua. Remember that we're not digging in, we're not trying to dig in, we're just softly laying the palms and then vigorous. All the way up into those little creases we were touching earlier. And then come around, tailbone, up onto the lower back. And then we, as if squatting, sweep down, come around, come all the way up, arriving in the middle. And then sweep up the outer arm, turn that arm, sweep down the inner arm and off the fingertips. Stay on the same arm multiple times. Up, turn, down, and off. And switch. Up the outer arm, turn, down the inner arm, and off. Up the outer, down the inner. And finally, wing, turn your palms, fold over top, settle. Right down to your belly level, your middle, your reservoir, and then finishing the practice, place one hand over the belly button, one hand over that hand. And then we close with the Taoist bow, hand mudra, grab, fold. So it should look like that. So it's like a little yin-yang symbol. Thank you, everybody. Make sure you know where your chairs are, have a seat. Unmute if you've got any thought or question or comment or insight or anything at all.
Otto, I want to tell you something funny.